This bad pop here, and my beer overfloweth with bad news. I'm going to be honest, when I first heard about this on the news, I was very skeptical and upset that if this really did happen, it is crazy. So we're going to pick it off the vine and peel it back layer by layer.
Using what has happened here in Ferguson as an excuse to just go out there and rob and loot, and obviously has zero or nothing to do with justice whatsoever.
There's a man going around taking names, and he decides who to free and who to blame. Everybody won't be treated all the same. There'll be a golden ladder reaching down when the man comes around. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him.
Now, before we get started, I just want to say this. My heart goes out to all the people out there who have lost businesses, been injured in this whole crazy fiasco, and my heart goes out to the family of Mr. Brown. The whole thing shouldn't have happened, but it did. I'm going to go over some facts, and all of these facts came from the Uniform Crime Report, the Department of Justice, and reputable news sources. If you're upset at me for the way I speak or for telling it the way it is, then that's your problem, not mine. Here in Redonkulous, we give opinions based on facts, not on emotion. Look it up yourself, whatever. I just want to put it out there, since this whole thing began, the news media has been race baiting, trying to instigate some kind of race war. And if they're not careful, they're going to get it. And...
Gay clacker!
Yeah! All you people out there rioting, what the hell are you doing? You want to be out there when zombie Jesus comes back for you? Oh yeah, remember the riots when OJ was found innocent? Oh wait, yeah. There was none. We have 12 people on the grand jury. You had 9 of these and 3 of these. Everybody's like, well, it didn't seem fair because there wasn't enough of these on there. Well, it was, because this demographic matches the demographic of the town. These 12 individuals took 25 days, 70 hours, talked to 60 different witnesses, and reviewed trace evidence and forensic reports. You tweet tarts out there. You come across a couple memes on the internet and all of a sudden you become lawyers? Get the hell out of here. Okay, they needed 9 votes to indict, which we all know now that they did not. Since I think 2009, there's only been 11 cases where a grand jury did not indict. So suck it up and kiss my ass. Winning! You're gonna see why. I know you all know what blood spatter is. And guess what? The blood spatter puts a struggle in the car and has him charging towards the cop. Furthermore, gunshot residue on the hand of Mr. Brown. He was 1 peg D away from the weapon when it discharged. What a what a dick. He was within inches of being armed. They also found DNA on the police officer's shirt and pants, in the car, and on the weapon. Open and shut. It is what it is. Either it's there or it's not, and they found it. And what happens? These idiots decide to burn the town down and punish people who had nothing to do with this at all, right? You burn down where you get your gas and your food. Foolish. It's totally stupid.
It's just a mess.
If this would have went down in Germany in 1939, everyone would be hung and shot.
That's a problem?
This whole situation sucks. It's no winner or loser here. I mean, this totally was unnecessary. And I'll start off because some ass bag wanted to steal some cigarellos or something. So they portray him as 18-year-old boy. When you're 18, you can go in the army. You're a man. And this particular man was 292 pounds. That's an 18-year-old, 300-pound man. You're a weapon. Race war? No. I've fought men 300 plus pounds. You are going to take some wicked hits, and if you don't know what you're doing, they will kill you. Bad news bears, baby, bad news. The individual was caught on video just prior to the incident, strong arm robbing and assaulting a store owner and walking down the street like he didn't care. If, after he'd committed this robbery, stayed on the sidewalk, he might have been overlooked. And a lot of people are like, well, you know, he shouldn't be killed for that. He wasn't killed for that. He was killed because he tried to grab the weapon, which was stupid.
He's an asshole.
Don't even edit that out. That's just stupid. The police officer, 6'4", 210, didn't really look that athletic. Probably should hit the gym a little bit. It'll probably help him out in the future. It doesn't matter if he's a good cop, bad cop, book smart cop, or street smart cop. He's still out there doing something that most of you don't have the guts to do yourself. Very few of you have ever risked your ass for anyone else. He did.
That is a good cop.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that police brutality doesn't happen here in America, because it does, and it's a problem, and it's been getting worse for the past 20 years. But what we have here was not it. You know, I myself am beat by the cops on 2 different occasions, once in Germany and once in Mexico, because I was a stupid ass and I got what I deserved. Winning! Both these individuals had never been in trouble before, so we really don't know what's going on. Maybe it was a fluke thing and it just went poorly for him. I was skeptical in the beginning. I really was. In my opinion, there was 2 things going on here that did not work for Mr. Brown. Yeah, he's suffering from youthitis, thinking he's indestructible. Normally, with given enough time, it cures itself. He probably also thought that the rules and the laws didn't apply to him. He was special. In short order, after he walked out of the store, he found out, no, he's not, and yes, they do. There's a lot of people out there who are saying that Brown was a good kid and didn't get in any trouble. But in court, that is hearsay. Now, I don't know about you, but in a country that's paranoid about its cops, I believe the evidence. Eyewitness testimony was not supported by the actual physical evidence. Witnesses said that Brown was executed, which was proven to be false. Is that a winning for you? No, it's a losing. We all know eyewitness testimony is flaky at best, but DNA, gunshot residue, and a lot of other forensics, they don't lie. The way it's supposed to work in our system is you are innocent until proven guilty. But what's been happening here, the news has been basically convicting these men in the media before they even get their day in court. Uniform Crime Report of 2012 puts 5% of all murders are done hands and feet. 80-pound weight advantage is a weapon in any book. That's a big, huge advantage. 90% of all colored people who are murdered by other colored people. All right, we don't hear about that on the news. Brown did not surrender. In fact, Brown was charging the officer, and it's supported by the physical evidence. And he was being combative to the very end. All you people out there rioting, go home! We all know what happened. The DNA and the gunshot residue tells the story. Young Mr. Brown was forcefully evicted from his meat suit. He got the lock shot off of his soul cage and his spirit was let out. Ah! No. Yeah! So this is all just from here down. This is just my opinion, okay? For whatever it's worth. This was a $1 million witch hunt. Now, I'm not a police officer. I'm just an old infantry grunt. Been around, done some things. I think very tactically and logically, even under pressure. Do I think the officer made a tactical error? Yes. He should have called back up right away. Okay, one-on-one with that kind of weight advantage. You're an idiot. No. Call back up or just follow the guy and then get him later. Come on now. This particular individual was probably hired because he tested well on paper. Ah! In my younger days, I tested for the Michigan State Police 3 times. I scored an 82, an 85, and an 88. And they didn't take me, which is cool. They want a book smart guy. You get book smart guy, and this is what you get. The guy who tested well, he couldn't handle himself, and he couldn't handle Brown. You can write it up really good, but in the real world, you're going to get tooled. I'm going to say this again. Backup should have been called, but wasn't. But I really think this is an indicative problem because I've noticed over the past 15 to 20 years, the police have become a lot more heavy-handed across the board because they need to hire better cops. You get this kind of shit, don't even edit that out. When you hire book smart people, I know lots of guys who got off active duty 8 years as a military police officer, could not get a job as a cop because they didn't have a 4-year degree. Excuse me, but a military cop is basically policing a small city of soldiers who knew how to close with and destroy enemy personnel. But he's unfit to be a cop in the civilian sector. I'm gonna have to say bullshit on that. And this is what happens. The people out there are paying the price because they're hiring book smart cops and not worldly and street smart people. Dogs and cats were in a bizarre world where garbage is money. Book smart is a black and white answer, and in the real world, we all know it's all gray. Okay? These guys can't navigate in the gray. Everyone is saying how the cop could have acted differently, including me. But you know who else could have acted differently? Mr. Brown. He could have decided not to rob that store, walk down the street and be a fool and try to grab a gun from a cop. And if he did, we wouldn't be here now. The town wouldn't be on fire. There'd be no National Guard expense. People wouldn't be in jail. He wouldn't be dead. Cop would still have his job so he can put bread on the table for his kids. The whole thing sucks all the way around. This whole thing, in my opinion, came about because of poor hiring standards, poor decisions, and unfortunately we get what we get. Got her in! Oh. I feel bad. Yeah, not a good thing. All right, everybody, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because if you don't, I'll come to your town and burn it down. No. I'll just sit here and drink my beer. You crazy? Key clicker! He's an Xbox cop. His facts. Verifiable by simple Google shirt. Oh, shirt. You are on Craigslist!
You're on Craigslist. That's like going to a place called Sushi Long Time and you think you're going to get gourmet shit.
Just saying. All right, so, god damn it. They're like right out there. What the hell? They're giving a blowjob to your lawn. Now listen here. All you people out there riding, is that where you want to be when you do your...